Tracy. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make a wreath, and all of my items came from the Dollar Tree. I've got these little picks that were 2 for $1. They're little white with little crystal picks. I've got these white berries. I really like these. I thought these were pretty. I've got deer. I've got silver and I've got white. I have, this is the only thing that didn't come from Dollar Tree, and that's my ribbon. It came from Walmart, and it was I want to say $96 for the roll. And on this roll, it says that I have, it's a 1.5 inch by 9 feet long, so that should be more than enough for me to make my bow and maybe do a few little loop-de-loops. We'll see how I want to do that. I also got a glue gun and glue sticks. And then instead of using, I got this form from Dollar Tree also. It's the regular wreath form. My Dollar Tree didn't have the candy cane. I was wanting that one. That's the original one I went looking for, and the lady said she's never gotten any there. She's never seen them, didn't know what I was talking about. But instead of using the mesh, I'm going to be using the Garland. And the Garland actually has its own wire, so I don't need any twist ties. Although I do have some of those left, little pipe cleaners, from some of the other projects I've been working on. So I've never done it with the Garland before, so you'll have to bear with me and just kind of figure it out with me as we go. I'm thinking about doing it kind of like we do the mesh wreaths. One loop here and then coming back through with another loop on the third set, if I can get this to work with me. Sorry about the picture quality, guys. And then doing another one in the center. I do have 6 of these, so I mean, if this is the way we're going to end up doing it, it's making it pretty full actually. Kind of like that. And I'll be able to form it, flatten it out, form it, loop it where I need it to be as we go. So I do know from personal experience making these wreaths with the mesh, I tend to bunch everything over together and then get the whole wreath created. So I know I'm going fast, but here's what we're doing. We're doing one in the one over here, this first loop over here. We're doing one loop here, and it's about, I want to say about 2 inches, maybe 3. And then we're going to skip the center one. We're going to come over here to the outside and make another loop the same size. And then we're going to come over to the center, and then we're going to make a loop there. So that is how I'm making my loop. And look how full that's getting already. Oh, that's so pretty. Yep, I think that's how we're going to do this one. So we're going to continue on around. I may not need all 6 of these, so we'll see how nice and full it gets. But yeah, I will not bore you with this process. We will fast forward to the next part here in just a moment, so bear with me. Okay guys, so I've done one section, as you can see here, and I still have half of this, there we go, I still have half of that garland to do, so it should only take me about 3 garlands to make this. It should be nice and full by the time we're done, and as you can see, I can form and make these whatever direction I need them to go in to make everything nice and full. You could do your loops a little bit bigger if you want a bigger wreath, but I think with everything we got going into this wreath, I think I like the size of this. I like how it's turning out. As you can see, it's a little bit wider than my hand. So yeah, I think this is going to work for me for what I need. So bear with me. I'll go ahead and get all the greenery on real quick, and then we will go into the fun stuff of decorating it. Okay, so I got the entire thing covered rather. So what I'm doing now is just going back and fluffing it up. And it's equivalent to fluffing your tree or your garland that you would do for your mantle, or if you have garlands outside on your banister or wherever you put your garlands. You know how to do this. This is just the wired pine garland is all this is. So just fluff it, make it pretty and fluffy. It's actually, I really like it. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be. With just the little 2 to 3 inch loops that I did. You could always make it bigger. Like I said, the bigger your loops, the bigger your width. Let me scoot this over so you can see. It's probably about, maybe, once everything's fluffed out correctly, I would say about 4 inches, 6 inches, somewhere around that neck of the woods. About 6 inches. So it's a pretty decent sized wreath. Yeah. One other thing I didn't show you earlier for my wreath, I got these silver poinsettias. I really wanted the white ones. My Dollar Tree did not have any. I went over to a Dollar Tree today after I done purchased these silver ones at Walmart, and they were $1 at Walmart. They're actually in the bin with the other 98 cents. See? And they have these little clips on them, which I really like that idea. But they have them with the other, like the little collared, the different collared assortments that you can get. They had no white. Nobody had white anywhere I went, except for today. After I done purchased everything else, I found the white poinsettias that I needed. Of course. Oh well. I already had these and I wasn't spending out more money for things that I already had. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and heat up our hot glue gun and get to the fun part. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I am going to use these. Now, I had to go to 2 different Dollar Trees to get these. They had the red ones, the one with the red berries on it. I didn't want the red. I wanted the white. They look like little sparkly snowballs. It doesn't pick up very good in this camera, and I'm so sorry about that. But seriously, guys, they are super pretty. But I had to go to 2 different Dollar Trees to get these, and I found one at one Dollar Tree. That was it, just one. And then I had to go to another one, and I got all they had, and so I ended up with a total of 5 of these. So I'm going with odd numbers on my decorations, and I'm just going to stick them in. These are going to be part of my base layer, as well as these little white berries. They're a little bit different. They're a matte color. There's a little bit of glittering in them, but very little. They're just like a creamy white. Really pretty berry bush. So I'll just be sticking those in for fillers, and we'll just move around the wreath as we go, just filling everything in nice and pretty. And you want to keep everything kind of going, not necessarily in the same direction. You want to kind of play with it and just, you know, get it going visually appealing. As we are working through, I'm going to do the base layers first. So these little berries right here are what we're going to be placing in, and I promise I'll show you a finished view of the entire wreath after we get everything done. So I know it's kind of hard to, my camera setup is just fun. It's working though. I'll take it. So as we're going around the wreath, I'm going to move these from going this direction to maybe up, and maybe some poking out of it from the bottom, and just different directions. So it gives you a lot of aesthetically pleasing options to look at. You don't want it to be a flat wreath. Flat wreaths are not, I don't want to say not pretty, but they're a lot more visually acceptable if they have some, to me, if they have some substance to them. So that's what I'm doing right now. So bear with me and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so right now what we're working with is just the white berries, and if you haven't worked with these before, be very careful because the berries themselves, the little foam berries, fall off left and right. There is a huge mess that I've picked quite a bit of them up already, but as you can see, they're not going to stay. You can hot glue it back on if you want, but one little berry off of that one bush isn't going to kill me too much. But so far, this is what we're looking at. It's getting nice and full and lots of visual appeal in all the directions that you're going for. And you also got to pick where you want your top of your wreath to be, and kind of keep that in mind as you're going through and placing everything. Now, do I want my bow down here on the bottom and then everything going around? Do I want my bow up here in the top? And then, you know, you gotta kind of visualize as you go through this. And I think, now that I said it, I think I do want my bow down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to put my deer. Do I want poinsettias on this? I don't know. I'm thinking I like this so far without the poinsettias. We will see. Alright, just bear with me one more moment. I gotta get my glue gun. It should be ready now. Alright, real quick, while I was working on this, I thought I would show you how I make my ribbon. So this is a nice pretty white sheer. It's got silver on both sides. And it's got like a glittery sheer center to it. So the whole 9 feet, I plan on using all this ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a piece that I'm going to use for my tail. And my tail, I'm going to start off with about, I don't know, 10 to 12 inches. Leave over there to the side. After that, I'm going to start making my loops. I'm just going to continue making loops. And this loop section, I want to say it's going to be about 6 to 8 inches. And we're just going to continue making these loops. There are 1,001 bow videos online. You do not have to do this bow. This is just the way I'm making it. Then I'm going to continue making just one big long loop until I get to where the other section will give me my other tail. And that looks about right. So then, once I get that done, I'm going to take one of these pipe cleaners, and it's silver, so it'll work with my wreath. I'm going to take it and pinch it in the center. Make sure one tail, pinch it in the center first. And make sure you get the back of your bow. Pinch it really tight, twist it, and then you're going to take your tail. This is the way I do it. It may be wrong, but it works for me. Push one of the tails through, and then you're going to twist it again. Alright, that'll lock it in place. Now, once you got this, twist your ribbon up to where you're going to have a top of your bow. You're going to separate. Being wired ribbon, this works better for the wired. You can do it with the non-wired also, but I just like that the wired ribbon keeps its shape really well. So after you do that, you're going to form your bow. Play with it. Get it as full and thick and luscious as you prefer. I think I'm going to take this one. Oh, broke my nail. Oopsie. So I'm going to take this one and kind of pinch it to give it like a center. And then just take my bow. It's going to give me 4 loops on this side, 4 loops on this side. So that will work out perfect. And you can tug it, you can form it, do what you need to with it. Once you take that and pinch it, put the chenille through it. And of course it doesn't want to work with me here. Put the chenille through it. Ah, there we go. And we're going to put the other one through this top of the loop. Get in there. And then we are just going to twist it and lock it in. Alright, now we're going to form this a little more once we get it on the wreath, but this is your starting point. Okay. So I'm going to bring the wreath over, and down here in the bottom there's a nice big area right here. Let me fix the camera. So there's a big area right here, so I'm going to fix this right here, and bear with me just a moment because my camera's about to die. Alright, let's see if this will work. Alright, so overlook my feet, I'm sorry. Okay, so the bow we're going to attach using the chenille to the bottom of the wreath right here. So we're just going to weave it in through it, take it through to the back. As soon as I get it through. Oh, there's one. Okay. And now the top one. Weave it through, get it through. Perfect. Alright, we're going to secure that in. Just twist the chenille until you get it secured in. You can use different bows, different ribbons. You can use the 2.5 inch ribbon. You can use whatever you like. Me, I'm really liking the white and the silver. This is working really good for me. So now, since I've got it played in there, secured in there, I'm going to play with the ribbons now and fluff it out, get it to what I like. And then I'm going to take my scissors. And then I'm going to make my little points on my tails here. So to make those, you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to cut up in a V. Voila, you get your points. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. Fold it in half and cut up in a V. And of course I cut that one at an angle. We'll do that again. So yeah, there we go. So now I got my V. And now we got the trash in there. Okay. So here is this one. There's different bows you can make. You can make just like the Minnie Mouse bow. You can make the big round all the way around bow. This bow happens to be one I prefer. Alright, fluff out the center. Make it nice and pretty. You could also add a flower or, you know, jewels, berries, whatever you want to kind of adorn your ribbon. And I've played around with the placement of some items. Some deer. As you can see, I've got 2 white and then 1 silver. I only have the 2 white ones. I could do all 3 silver. Since I do have a lot of white on my wreath already, the silver would kind of help pop that out, which I think I do like that a little better. I think that's the way we're going to go. There we go. And yeah, so let me get the tags took off, and we will get to gluing this together, and then we will get the final look of the new wreath. Okay, before I do that though, I wanted to show you how I'm going to attach a hook in the back. All I'm doing is taking a chenille tie. I do have to still glue these picks in. I haven't glued anything in yet. I've just been working with the placement on everything, so they will move. But what we're going to do is turn this over on the back. Find your top. I know that my bow is right here, so my top's going to be right here. And you can see where that little cross membrane is. Membrane. Okay, the cross section of the wreath form is right there. So what I'm going to do is just take this and tie this around itself. And yes, I am going to use one whole one to do this with. And that'll kind of help strengthen it up a little bit. And ta-da, there you go. That will be your hanger. You can do it up here, you can do it down here, so it'll be hidden a little bit, and I think I like that idea better, so we'll just untie that real quick. Sorry, this is a kind of a as-you-go thing. And yeah, so while I do that, bear with me, and we'll get the front glued on. Alright, so I decided on all three of these silver. So what we're going to do is take and glue them down wherever you see fit to glue. And I really like these deer. They have other, they had angels, they had flowers, they had all kinds of different things to choose from. But I like the deer. And especially with the antlers, the curly Q antlers, I really like that. So just find a spot on your wreath where you want to place them. Make sure there's enough glue in there to hold them. And your berries, you will want to glue those into place because they will move. So we'll just lay that in there and cover that up. There we go, perfect. Okay. And we'll get the other one glued on real quick. Be careful with your glue guns. They are hot and you will burn yourself. Fair warning. I didn't get the dual temp, which is the one that I really wanted. That is for a later date. Today I had the money for the hot temp, so that's the one we went with. So just space them out wherever you want them. And yeah, I think you're going to like the end result. I'm going to continue on gluing everything into place now that I found where I want everything, and then we will get you your finished picture, and hope you guys are enjoying this video. Okay guys, so here is your finished product. It's got your 3 deer, your berries, your bow, everything is on there. And I think it turned out absolutely perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, and I have a few more wreaths I am working on for gifts. I will post the finished versions of those because I did not record the making of them. However, I'll show a couple DIY crafts that you can come up with in another video. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.